What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Occult Gaming channel with me, your host, Bell Outright. And today we are starting Lost Kingdoms. This is a game that we're playing for the month of Fromsoft 2019. A old Fromsoft gem, as you can see, from 2002. And it was published by Activision. So let's go ahead and get it started. Real-time action RPG adventure. So if you guys have never played Lost Kingdoms, it is a card game. It is a real-time action RPG card game. So a lot of adjectives there, but it is an oddball of a game, but it's fun as heck. So you guys will be able to see that as we get started. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and watch the opening cutscene. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like the song. I like the cutscene. I actually miss cutscenes like this. Games nowadays don't really have. I don't know if you call them demos or what. But yeah, this really gets you pumped for the game. More like it gets you interested in it and all that. This is a pretty cool start screen too. So for this one, I think we're just gonna go ahead and skip the prologue because everything I want to explain to you, I'd explain to you in the game anyway. We do have some basic options here for sound and controls, things like that. I have played this before, just to let you know, but we're gonna start from scratch on a brand new memory card. So let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, so her default name is Kasia. We're playing as the girl from the opening cutscene. She's a princess. We're gonna go ahead and rename her. Make her something name her something more in line with what we are about. And we're gonna keep a little bit of her name in there, at least the last part. Kind of mix and match. I don't know how you pronounce that. I guess Akolshia, but that's gonna be her name, Akolshia. I'm gonna try to read this, but I'm probably gonna fail. The disappearance of a small forest was the first sign of the approaching evil. One morning, villagers awoke to find a solid wall of fog where their forest should have been. Some men, braver than others, ventured into the pitch black mist. They were never heard from again. The next day, the lake disappeared into the swirling mist. It was not long before the impenetrable mist enshrouded the village itself in perpetual darkness. Where once there had been life, there was now nothing but an impenetrable mist that turned day into night. By ancient covenant, the rulers of the five kingdoms had banned all interaction between their nations. Now the five kings abandoned their isolation and met to look for a solution. Sadly, none could offer a plan to defeat the fog. Terrifying rumors spread throughout the land. Some whispered tales of an ageless evil reawakened. Almost got through that, but it was a little too fast, and I didn't absorb any of it. So best bet is probably to mute that and then play it on like times 0.5 First person viewpoint of the knight. He's not our player character. I'm not gonna read these cutscenes, by the way. They go by too fast. Alright, we got a message from the king, and now we have gameplay. So yeah, I'm not gonna read the cutscenes because they go by too fast, and you can't really do anything with like voice inflection or anything like that, anything fun. I can read them in my head, I can keep up with them in my head, but like out loud, it's not gonna sound too good. But I will read the dialogue text from the knights because it's something we can actually control. So I'm gonna talk to the knight who ran, and he's from our kingdom. Our kingdom is Alanjeh, and he's an Alanjean warrior. Looks more like a knight, but I guess what's the difference when you come down to it? Some of you say there is a big difference, but for this game at least it doesn't really matter. So this guy who ran to us, he's saying, "The black fog is upon us. It laps against the very walls of the castle." And I think that's all he's gonna say. Alright, we're gonna go to this one over here. "The black fog has appeared all over Argyle." So I think that's the name of this, either the kingdom or the land. "They say no one has ever entered the fog and returned alive. First a forest, then a lake, then an entire village vanished, swallowed up by that fog. Is this the end for our fair kingdom? They say the fog first appeared in Banshia, or Bashia. One day there was a forest, the next day it was gone. There has been no word from Bashia for weeks now. How can our world be coming to an end? Have we angered the gods somehow? I guess the legend of the runestone was nothing more than a child's tale after all. The runestone has been with the royal family for hundreds of years. As long as we have the runestone, the kingdom will have peace and prosperity, or so it's said. The black fog brings with it strange creatures. It's not safe to go outside, Your Highness." So yeah, there's a lot of danger and intrigue already. This black fog is encroaching upon the land. Very familiar for you guys who played Demon Souls. I never played Demon Souls. I did play Dark Souls, but I never played Demon Souls, but I know a little bit about the story. Alright, we got some other warriors here. "Fear not, Your Highness. Lord Unther is with the king, and no one has ever beaten Unther in a fight." So that's somebody we can maybe look forward to meeting. "The king said all 5 kingdoms will have to join together or we'll all be doomed." Alright. This is a very elaborately decorated palace, and I think this is a map here. This is a map of Argyle. The positions of each of the 5 kingdoms are laid out on the map. Alright, so Argyle is the land at large, and we're just one kingdom, one of 5 in this land. Our kingdom is Alanjeh. According to legend, each of the 5 kingdoms was given a runestone to protect. I've never actually seen the runestone. It must be very special, though it's always locked up in there. That's cool. "I'm afraid I cannot let you pass, Your Highness. It is too dangerous outside." So yep, there's a lot of danger. "Long, long ago, the kings of the 5 kingdoms signed the sacred covenant. The covenant prohibited them from interfering with each other. We've had peace ever since, until now." I wish the king had not left us to investigate the Black Fog. What will we do without him? Alright, this is a very fancy palace. Okay, we got like some type of bulletin board here. We, the Runestone Bearers, hereby divide the land into 5 realms, as prescribed by the Great One. We swear by the runestones that we will uphold this sacred covenant from now until the end of the world. So 5 kingdoms, 5 stones, 5 distinct elements. Or at least 4 elements. So it's pretty good so far, right? Alright, and we have a runestone. You'll recognize this from the opening cutscene. And we have our first fight. You'll notice 2 skeletons in the cutscene here. Alright, and with the runestone, we now have a guardian. And he's able to take out one of the skeletons for us. So now we just have one more to worry about, and we can't see him. Okay, so we have a tutorial here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna always read these, but I'll at least start off by doing so. To use a card, press the A, B, X, or Y button. The cards available for use are shown on the lower right. The arrangement of the cards corresponds to the buttons on your controller. Various controller settings are available from the options menu. So the controller settings are pretty interesting. Okay, so we got the combat here. See, it is real time, and they kind of threw us in it without explaining anything. So I will explain just a little bit to you guys. We have the 4 face buttons, which they taught us how to use, B, A, X, and Y. So you press those, you summon different creatures. What they didn't teach us, though, is what the creatures do. So typically what you'll do is you'll just press buttons and figure it out that way. But what we'll do is, since I know a little bit about the game, I'll go into the deck and I'll kind of just look into what we have here to figure out what each of these creatures can do. So our first one here, you notice down there we have 2 lizard men. So we have lizard man here, and as we can see, we see elements, we see other information about him, we see requirements, and we see his typing. So his type is a weapon, and they haven't quite explained to us what the types do or anything like that, but we can see like what his move actually is. So it's called Large Swing. It does 15 points of damage, or it's at least a 15 rating for offense. And what this move is delivers a quick sword strike that covers a wide area. The lizard man is a straightforward, easy to use weapon type monster. So if we just throw him out there, he should do an attack for us. But we also have these plant creatures, and these are independent types. So with this independent type creature, the man trap moves slowly, but its attacks is nothing to be laughed at. If used wisely, the long-lasting man trap can be very helpful. So I think we can use the man trap to actually fight, and we can use the lizard man to attack. So let's see what this is about. Alright, lizard man. Okay, we did some damage. So again, and we do a bit more damage, and one more time. And just like that, we took the skeleton out. Okay, and we're done with that. Did you get the cards? Then let's be off. So this is an old woman. You're not exactly the most fearsome warrior in the kingdom. I don't suppose you have a burly brother stashed away somewhere. So she's commenting on the fact that we have to play as a princess pretty much. So yeah, some people probably think that. I don't think anybody who bought this game would actually care about that though. So be it. Even the ugliest oyster may contain a beautiful pearl. Although you look more like a pearl, you look more like the pearl than the oyster. Who am I, you ask? I'm the only person that can teach you how to use those cards you found in the treasury. So not only did we find the rune stone, we also found cards as well. So that's why we start with the deck of cards. But the cutscene didn't have any cards, so that would have helped us out a bit to understand. But it's all good. You better come with me if you want to stay alive. Come with me if you want to live. Come now, my cute little guardian of the covenant. You just leave everything up to old Gerd. Alright, let's see what we got. Hopefully we got a 5-star. Yeah. So with the star levels, the more stars you get, the more bonus cards you get to pick up. If you get 5 stars, you get 3 cards that you can flip. If you get 4 stars, you get 2, and I think 3 you get 1. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this is a good time to pick up extra cards at the end of the level. And it's RNG based. The cards are going to be different each time. Typically what I do is I do 1, 3, and 5, or I do 2, 4, and 6. But I never really get what I want when I do it that way. So I'm just going to do the ones next to each other and see what happens. Cool. Pretty much, it's pretty good. But if I did 1, 3, and 5, I would have got all 3 different cards. That's cool. The blue card there is a healing card, so we don't really need it too much. And the skeleton's actually, to me, that's the best one because it's a independent attacker. And we'll learn more about those as we go. So right here, we're done with the Alanjeh Kingdom. And the story here is Princess Akosha of Alanjeh has defeated the monsters that threatened the castle. So the monsters did invade the castle, as we saw. Her victory provides little relief despite all attempts to stem the tide of mist. More areas fall victim to the black fog each day. No one knows where it comes from or why it has appeared. Unless the secret of the black fog can be unlocked, the entire world will fall into darkness. Entrusting the defense of the castle to her knights, the princess sets forth on a quest to save the world. Her only companion on the journey is the mysterious old crone Gerd. Note, you can only carry 30 cards at a time while on a mission. These 30 cards are known as your deck. Once you use a card, you cannot use it again. So you must select the cards in your deck carefully. You can edit your deck from the cards by pressing start from the world map, this screen. Only the cards in your deck can be used on a mission. Customize your deck for each new mission to improve your chances of success. So they give you a nice little hint there on what to do. And you can also save it from here. We're not going to do that just yet. Your inventory shows you the entirety of the cards you picked up. Each monster does collect experience, as well. As you can see, we use this one. This one got direct experience because it finished off the creature we were fighting, but the others in our deck actually picked up team experience that they get just for being in our deck once we complete a mission. So for the first mission, you get 23 free points, really. And then for killing the skeleton, we picked up 20 points for the lizard man. All right, and we can see also we can see that we have a total of 8 out of 105. So we know that the game has a total of 105 cards, and that we only have 8 of those. Okay, system is where you save and load and access your options. Exit game is where you quit. And our deck here is our deck. So we can actually rename the deck too. And we're just going to call this starter deck, because it is what we're starting with. or just starter. I don't think we could put that many words in here. All right, starter. So this one's gonna be kind of a mishmash of things. It's not gonna be focused on any particular thing. And we can actually add the cards we just picked up. So I want to add the skeleton here and the Birdman. We have a couple Birdmans. All right, so we could go over the cards. Do I want to do that? I guess so. I guess I kind of do want to do that. Actually, not yet. I'm not gonna do that just yet, because they do teach us a bit more about the game at the next level. So I'll do that after. But anyway, we also see how many cards we have in the deck. From right here, you see the number in the lower right hand corner. Alright, so we'll be returning here. You can delete decks, you can copy decks, you can create new decks, etc, etc.